managing missing features. In this section we will see how we manage the missing values in the dataset by using a Python. There are three approaches by which we can manage the missing values. First is removing the whole line. That line is nothing but a record. Suppose some record is having so many missing values, then the first approach is directly deleting that line from the dataset. And when we have to use this approach, whenever we have a large dataset, we have too many samples, so deleting some of the samples having a missing values is not going to matter us. Then for the large dataset, we have to use this first approach, that is directly deleting the record. Or this approach is also preferred when some record has too many missing values. Although the data set is small, but some records carry too many missing values, then generally we go for the first approach. For example, just look at the small data set here. Like this data set having features age, weight, height and score. So these are the columns. And if you see this particular record having the age 23, weight is missing, height is missing and score is missing. So out of the 4 values, 3 values are missing. So it is better to delete this record directly. Instead of you filling that missing values, we will prefer to delete that record. So directly discard the this row, so that it will not be risky if you are filling any other values and if you are training the model. So the better choice is deleting this record. Then second option, that is creating a submodel to predict those features. So this is a more complex approach we will see. This is a difficult to adapt. So what is done in this particular thing? Like here it is written, it is difficult to use to determine a supervised strategy to train a model for each feature and finally to predict their value. So what is the meaning of this? Like whichever the feature value or whichever the column is having a missing values, we will train the model to predict that column. For example, again consider the same data set here. This is the data set. In this case, suppose we want that age is having a total 3 missing values. Age is having a total 3 missing values. So in this case, we can train a model. Like by considering the input as a weight, height and score. So weight, height and score, these 3 columns will be considered as input, and output column can be age. So as output is a numeric, so we can use any regression algorithm to predict the values of this. We will give these patterns as a testing patterns, and we will train models for these 3 input features, and our model will predict the output values of this age for these values. So that outputted value can be placed, means creating a submodel. Actually, this whole thing we are doing for some machine learning algorithms, some of the application. But in between, before that, as we want to do a pre-processing step, that is handling the missing values. For that also we can create some model and these values can be predicted. Suppose second time, once these values are filled, now you want to determine these values, correct values. So we may adapt that this column is the output column and these 3 are the input columns, and we can predict the values of this. So in this way, whichever the missing values we want to fill, that column can be the output column and remaining columns can be the input column, and we can create a model to predict the missing values. So that is the second approach, which is quite a difficult approach we will see. And the third approach, and the very basic and very commonly used approach, is using an automatic strategy to input them according to their other known values. Means whatever the missing values are there, automatically by using some tool or inbuilt function, we are trying to fill that values. So Python also provides one automatic strategy, or there is one class called as the imputer, IMPUTER, imputer class. By using the imputer class, the missing values can be filled. Either that missing values can be filled by using the mean of the column, like is the age, the mean of the age is taken, and that can be filled by that can be replaced by all the missing values. Like in this case, suppose these three values we have to fill, then the mean of this particular column is taken, and in this case suppose like mean of is a 42, mean is a 42, then the 42 can be replaced in place of these three missing values. So that can be the one strategy, or else we can replace these missing values by using the median. If you take consider all these values, the median of these values will be like just how to calculate a median. Arrange all the values in the increasing order, and whatever the, suppose there are 8 values. If you see whatever these values are, the age values, the total 8 values are there, except these missing values. If you count these 8 values, then mean will be like formula is total number of values plus 1 by 2. That 8 plus 1 by 2 means it is a 9 by 2, 4.5. So if we round it up, then it is a 4. So fourth value will be the median value. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth value is a 40. So we will replace all these three values by using the 40. Here we will place 40. So this is the second strategy, that missing values are replaced by using a median. And third strategy can be a mode. Mode, it means the value having a highest frequency. If you see here in the second column or the first column also, you can see which is the value having a more frequency. Here 28 is coming 2 times, 20 is coming 2 times. So 28 first we can take, and 28 we can fill. Suppose any value is coming 3 times, then that value we can take. In the second column, suppose median 40 is coming 1 time, but 50 is coming 2 times. So 50 is having the highest frequency, so we can replace this by using a 50. So so this is the third strategy. So here we need not have to calculate manually mean, mode, and median. Python has a inbuilt function. So let us see what is done in the Python. So this is the best choice. This is the preferred choice. So just see here, using an automatic strategy that is according to the other known values. So scikit-learn offers the class imputer, which is responsible for filling up the holes. Holes is nothing but missing values, using the strategy based on the mean, median, and frequency. Here see the code is from sklearn pre-processing import imputer. Then data, these are our records. This is our data set having 3 records, first record, second record, and third record. If you visualize in the data set form, then this data set is like this. 1 missing values, 2, that first row. Second row is having 1 missing value. So NaN, this is an identifier used in Python to represent the missing values. And third record, that is -1, 4, 2. This is -1, 4, and 2. So these are the values. So how these values are handled? So suppose IMP equals to imputer strategy mean. If I want to use the mean strategy, then I can write here strategy equals to mean, or I can write here strategy equals to mode, or also median. But here we are using a mean. Then what will be done? Imp dot fit transfer of data, means that data for that data, if you are applying this strategy, then what will happen? So mean will be calculated. Mean of 1, 2, that is first column. If you see 1, 2, -1, so there is no need of calculating mean because there is no missing values. But here the mean will be 3 plus 4 by 2. So 3.5 is the mean. So that mean should be replaced. In the case, in place of missing value, 3.5 is replaced. Here 2 plus 2, mean is a 2. So here 2 should be replaced. Therefore here 2 is replaced. So in the same way, the new data set is like this. Now the strategy can be a median. Like the whole same code is there, but in place of mean, median is there. Then in case of a median, what is the median? So median is like this. 1, 2, 1. The median, if you calculate, then median will be 3 plus 4, 3 and 4. The median will be 3. So here 3 should be replaced. 3 should be replaced, and the median here is a 2, therefore 2 should be replaced. So this is the thing. Although here in the output 3.5, this is by mistake, printing mistake in the book, that's why but here it should come as a 3. 3 is the median. Now mode, if you see mode, if you are using a strategy equals to most frequent, is nothing but a mode. This is the keyword in the Python. Then what is the mode in this case? if you see the mode of this column is this value is coming one time, this value is, so the equal frequency, so we can replace this by 3. So it is replaced by 3. And also, what is the mode of this column? 2 is coming 2 times, means this value should be replaced by 2. The frequency highest is 2. That's why this is the thing. So this is about the missing values. Thank you.